Hello everyone. Welcome to our West Coast Trail 2026 reservation launch live event. I'm Mike Blake at NB Guiding, your Vancouver Island hiking guide. Little fun intro music there to get us all pumped up for the morning here. Got a bit of an early start, more early than usual. But welcome everyone. Wow, we already have 81 people on. That's awesome. Welcome. Yeah, so we're streaming to YouTube and Facebook Live from the Sandwich Peninsula on southern Vancouver Island in beautiful British Columbia. Say hello in the chat. In the comments, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll get started right away. Hey, right on, Silver Sun from Nanaimo on YouTube, welcome. Christy from Calgary on YouTube, welcome. Joshua from Kelowna, welcome. Just gonna adjust the audio, getting some tech support here, so I'm just gonna turn that down a bit. All right, yeah, give a thumbs up if you're hearing us loud and clear. If you're excited about the West Coast Trail reservation launch this morning. Hey, Kristen from Victoria on Facebook. Hey, Kimberly from Langley, welcome on Facebook. Hey, Sophia from Vancouver on YouTube, welcome. Carrie from Souk on Facebook. Jennifer from Calgary on Facebook. Anne from Fort Collins, Colorado, right on. Welcome. Hey, Teresa, morning. Hey, Sim from Montreal on Facebook. Aiden on Facebook from Duncan. Right on, we got a bunch of YouTubers on here. Florin from Lethbridge. Francis Wolf from Kelowna. Jennifer from Abbotsford, Maddie from Huntsville. Welcome, everyone. Good morning to you. Hey, Paul's back from Chilliwack. Right on, Paul. Good to see you here. Paul's on Facebook. Terry on Facebook from Chemainus. Melissa and Pemberton on Facebook. Hey, right on. Well, keep me up to date if this is keep the stream live here. Gonna make sure the audio is good. Okay, got some thumbs up coming in there. Right on. Hey, Hillary, Toronto, Facebook. Nicole from Wolfsburg, Germany on YouTube. Awesome. Welcome. Wow, we've got folks from all over the world. This is awesome. So, yeah, good morning. I'm on the Pacific time, so it's morning here. But if you're somewhere else, it may be afternoon or evening. Just going to keep adjusting levels here till they get just right for y'all. Hey, Hillary. Yeah, that's fun. Music, using Epidemic Sound. So that one I found yesterday when I was putting together production. Just I put in the search, find me something that was good for pumping up the West Coast Trail crowd today, and that's what it spat out. So that was pretty fun. Hey, Kelly from Lethbridge. Hey, right on. Look at all these YouTubers. Hey, thanks everyone for joining us on YouTube too. So our YouTube channel is pretty new. You'll notice we only have less than 100 subscribers. So all the help there would be great. We're just getting going, doing live streams over there as well now, just to have a couple of different platforms to stream on. Hey, Clint from Ananus, looking to hike with his son. Real Craig Smith from Kelowna, in from Mexico City. Right on. Welcome, Craig. Awesome, folks. All right. This is great. So, what do we got? We've got 119 of you now. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So, this is the live stream for the West Coast Trail launch. What I'm going to do is do a demo of the reservation system and then get you all ready for 7:30 when we're all going to go into the queue together all at once. And then there's going to be about a 30-minute, time lag there where I'll demo some other things on my end here to help you plan your trip on the West Coast Trail for 2026. So yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. This is awesome. It's great to see all the people. Hey, your life on the lights. Yeah, some folks are noticing I've got my West Coast Trail Special shirt on this morning. There's a reason for that. Hey, Colin, awesome, joining us on YouTube. Hey, Rita from Belgium, 4 p.m. Yeah, there you go. Good afternoon, Rita. This is great. We've got folks from all over the world, folks that have come on trips with us, folks that are going on trips with us, folks I've met on trips out there in the field. Hey, James, right on. I was just talking about you. Good to see you. James is in on YouTube. Right on. So I'm going to show you how to reserve the West Coast Trail like a pro. West Coast Trail reservations for 2026 open today, Thursday, February the 5th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. The queuing system will be in place for this reservation launch. So this is a change from the previous launch, which was supposed to be earlier in the month, in January. There was no queue, and things have changed. So today there is a queue. The queue will start at 7:30 a.m. So let's get you on the queue countdown. So we've got 24 minutes to do a run through the reservation system before we all get pushed into the queue. So what happens at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, everybody that's on the Parks Canada reservation site will get pushed into the reservation system at that time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start going through the reservation system. Usually I do an intro and introduce MB guiding and all that, but I'm gonna save that for a midstream just because our time is gonna be more well spent over here looking at the reservation system. So this is where you wanna be, reservation.pc.gc.ca. And this is the page. This is what will be the spot where you book your reservation. This is also where the queue it will just take over at 7:30. And then at 8 o'clock a.m., everyone's going to be assigned a random Queue ID, and then that'll be your place in line. And then sometime after 8 a.m., shortly thereafter, you'll get your number up. So yeah, stick around. Sometimes those numbers come up quick, especially if you're at the front of the line, if you're that lucky. But yeah, this is the reservation system. If you haven't already, check out the West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime webpage and all the information there before you make a reservation. Because if you're thinking this is just an easy little hike, it's not for everyone. So just to be aware before you book that there's lots of information here you can learn about before you even hike the trail, including everything I'm showing you right now. So all the fees, how to make reservations, exactly what you need to make the reservation right now. So preferred start and end dates, access points, exit points, the number of hikers in your group, the names and method of payment, so cards only, and an email address. So all this is going to be um, on the website. So you got to go check that out. I'm getting some comments that I sound like I'm in a tin can still, so just let me know if it's improving at all, because we want that audio to be good for you. My mic's there? Yep, it's there. Yeah, so make sure you go through this entire page and read all this stuff. All the fee information is in there, the cancellation policy, pretty much every question you could imagine that you may ask about the booking process and what you need to do to plan the trip is in this web page here, which has all these little drop downs that you should open up and look for info in there. So let's get into the reservation page, and hopefully my tin can audio improves. Hey, Global Sisterhood on YouTube, welcome. Hey, Sheila on Facebook, welcome. Good to see you here. Hi, Heidi from Seattle. Hello, hello. Soggy Wilson says he thinks it's getting worse on YouTube. Yeah, that could be an audio conflict issue. We'll do our best here to do. Let's see. Let's have a little look over here. It says the stream is excellent on YouTube. Stream health. I'm looking in my studio right now. Stream is healthy, excellent status. I got 50 concurrent viewers on YouTube. Wow, that's awesome. Thanks everyone on YouTube. And then on Facebook, we're just looking up our stats here. We've got 81 concurrent viewers, and the stream is excellent there too. So maybe it's an audio issue. Let me see if I can adjust my mic here. Let's get the audio good for you. Can I just make some adjustments there? You still hear me, but not ideal. If it gets worse, let me know and I can switch out my mic. Mountain Mama agrees. It's getting worse on YouTube. Okay, let's see if we can do a little switch over here. Let me know if this works better. Just stand by, stand by. You can look at the reservation site here for 1 sec. Got another mic here, backup mic. Always got to have a backup mic. Okay, I'm gonna switch out these mics right now and you're gonna tell me if this is better. Check, check, 1, 2. This is mic 2. Let me know if this mic is better. My tech advisor should be the first to let me know. But give me some thumbs up there if it sounds better, folks. I switched to mic. Same. Okay, so yeah, my end is clean. It's must be in the other end. Better. Oh, better. It's fine on YouTube. Okay, so I think I'm getting now lots of goods. Good on Facebook. Better, 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 much better. Sounds better. Yeah, there we go. Sounds better. Sounds better. It's all good. Thanks, Joshua. I've got a Stream Deck and a Rode X that's all dialed. It's been doing these many, but thanks so much for your tech support. Okay, everybody says it's better. I'm gonna keep going, folks. Okay, let's get into the queue because we're gonna be getting to the queue soon here. Let's get into the reservation site. It could be also on your end, folks, if you want to adjust your volume on your end. Try that. Maybe refresh the page. But I'm getting lots of people saying it sounds better, it sounds good. So I'm just going to keep on going here until everyone says it sounds worse. That's the way we're going to play the game. Because if only a few of you are saying it sounds poor, then make some adjustments on your end and then see how we go. Okay, let's get into this reservation system. We've got how long? 18 minutes. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, folks, is sign in. If you haven't already set up your system, you need to do that quick. So you have 18 minutes to do it. So I like to sign in with my government GC key. So I'm going to do that. While I do that, I'm just going to take it offline there so I can just get my private information in there. It's going to give me the choice to sign with the key. I'm putting in my password and my account username right now. It's going to just ask me if I signed in a previous time. I'm going to say continue. And then it's going to take me right back into the reservation system. So I'm now signed in. You'll see at the top of the page here, it says welcome Mike. Hey, yeah, right on, Aaron. Keep on keeping on. I've done my due diligence to improve the audio, so we're gonna just keep going on. That's right. Okay, I'm signed in here, folks. Welcome, Mike. That's me. I'm in. Scroll down here, and you're gonna see a few different options. The one you want is backcountry. So click on backcountry, and you'll see a bunch of radio buttons. It's the third one, West Coast Trail. Click on that, and you can start to practice, if you haven't already, what dates you want. So I'm going to practice the dates that I want this year for my recreational trip is May 1st to the 4th. 3 nights. I'm going to do a fast Rico solo trip with party of two. So I got a teammate this year. This will be my 4th year in a row doing May 1st to 4th for recon. As soon as I hit search, some new windows will open up, and you'll notice if you scroll down, the split your stays part, the access point is not available right now, and the exit point is, and the reserve button's available. But scroll further down, you're gonna see a map. This map is very useful right off the bat because it's showing me the access point availability for that day. So if these stars are green at each access point, it will show you when I scroll over it, 25 out of 25 remaining. That means there's 25 spots available at Pachina North on May 1st. If I go to NitNat, 20 out of 20 means there's 20 spots available at that access point on that date. And if I go to Gordon River, 25. So there's 70 spots open throughout each day of the season from May 1st to September 30th. I would just click on the one that's open, especially if you're looking for dates in July and August, which is high time. If it's one spot available or two spots available, solo one, you're good. Two spots with a teammate, 3, 4, you're getting lucky. July and August, it's hard to get lots of people on the same start date because that's the most popular time. So if you're hemming and hawing between north to south or south to north, and you're going for July and August, my recommendation would be just to go the direction that's available and then try to get in the other direction next time. Because they're both good directions. There's no better way to go on the West Coast Trail. It's very much a different experience either direction. So I would go with what's green. If you don't see any green on that start date, what I recommend is clicking on calendar view. This is going to open up the entire calendar for 14 days from your start date for each access point. These are all green. That means there's availability on all these spots for 2 people. So I put 2 people in. The length of the trip is irrelevant. You're only booking the start date. So as long as you can get your start date for the access point, it's green, click on it and click reserve. And then that is it, folks. That's how simple it is. You can try to fiddle back and forth between this map view and change your dates up here and try again, but I highly recommend just using this calendar view down here because you'll be able to see the entire forecast of availability in the future. You can even look through the whole season on this. So I can look from the 8th to the 21st, and then it goes from the 15th to 28th. I think it pushes it 1 week each time I click the next button. So that's how simple it is. And then click reserve. And if it says that you are in, you're in. That's it, folks. So I'm going to go back up here and just demonstrate how I did that again. So let's just refresh the page. So first I signed in. I used my GC account. I clicked on backcountry. I clicked on West Coast Trail. I clicked on Friday, May the 1st, and then my departure May 4th, 3 nights, 2 people in the party, clicked search. I scrolled past the split your stays part, down to the map. I saw I had green on my start access point. I would just click on there and click reserve, or go to the calendar view and look ahead. So that is how simple it is. So let's go back and see how many questions that brought up. Life on the lights, very important. Your start date is fixed, but your end date is adjustable. You can change your end date after you reserve, at the check-in orientation, or even while you're on the trail. Yes. So as I mentioned, it's just the start date that's important. Once you're in, how long do you have to pay? Good question, Ann Piper on Facebook. Thanks for the question. I believe it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes to the cart. There'll be a timer on it, but we'll verify that at 8 a.m. Anne Marie on Facebook. You put 3 nights. Does that matter, or would it be better to just put 1 night? I always put in what I want in the top here, so I don't think there's any difference. You have up to 14 nights. It's the start date that's most important. So that's what the reservation is for, the start date. Great questions, folks. This is what this is all about, Q&A. You don't book an exit date or point. Parks just wants to know about that. As Life on the Lights mentioned, you can change it later. Hey, Lori on YouTube, welcome. Sarah, great question. On Facebook, Sarah's asking, do we have to sign in first or can we sign in after? So you can sign in after. And I'm going to be registered on one device and I'm going to use my, I'll show you. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's set you up here. So I have my desktop. I'm signed in here. You'll see when I scroll down, welcome Mike. But I'm going to go over to my phone and you'll see I'm on the same exact page and I'm not signed in there. And then I'm going to go to my tablet and I'm on the exact same page and I'm not signed in there. So I'll be able to tell you, because I'm not going to sign into all 3 devices. I'm going to sign into the one that I'm already in and then let those other 2 be experiments. So we'll see. Great question. Now Global Sisterhood wants me to turn up my volume. Yes, I can turn it up. You can turn up your volume on your end too. I'm going to turn up just a little bit because I can see my levels here and I don't want to peak them. I'm in green right now, and I had some complaints earlier that the volume was too high. Kim, great question. Do we have to refresh our page regularly? You know, I wouldn't refresh it too much. You know what I mean? Like, if you're constantly hitting the refresh button, it's not going to actually give you anything, a result. I'm signed in. I'm on the page. I know at 7:30, it's going to switch to the queue it. And then at 8 o'clock, the queue is going to assign me a number. If nothing happens after a minute or so, I'll likely refresh it. But if it instantly populates my place in line, I can wait. I'm not going to touch it. So yeah, the less touching the buttons, the better is my theory. Great questions. It's ACMG on Facebook. Does it matter for the queuing system whether we wait in the backcountry tab or the front country camping tab? Just trying to think that question out. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, I figured it out. So as long as you're on the reservation.pc.gc.ca page, which is the Parks Canada reservations, everyone on that page, no matter where you are on that page, is going to get into the queue. It just automatically changes you into the queue system. It's an automated process. And then at 8 a.m., you'll be assigned a queue number. So it doesn't matter where you are in the website. Great question. Mohammed, great question. On YouTube, sorry, I don't quite understand what exactly does split your stay mean. Split your stay is for when you're booking. There's a little information thing here. This is set up for all of the Parks Canada reservations. So think about backcountry camping, think about front country camping. Split your stay means that you're staying in multiple campgrounds at different spots. It's just a part of the reservation system. That's why I skipped it over. It's not important to get to this point down here. You can always change this afterwards. Just know that you can change your exit point later, as well as the names on your party. All this information, all these little details on how the reservations work and all those little teeny details are all documented right in here. If you go into the West Coast Trail page and you scroll to the reservations part, it explains it here. And the fees part explains it more. And then I'll show you one more spot that's really helpful. If you back out of the reservation page to this where it says reservation launches, click on this where it says discover. This explains how the park's reservations work. And there's one particular button I'd like to point out here. It says how to reserve. Click on that. And this is the instruction manual for what we're all doing today. So all the details are right there. There's even a video that walks you through it all, like I just did. So it's the same thing as if Parks was doing it. It gives you all the information you need in order to book. There's even the phone number, folks. So don't forget, there's also booking by phone as well. So let's just go. Hopefully that helps, Mohammed. Don't worry about the split your stay right now. Just go check our queue it here, folks. So we've got 7 minutes and 39 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back into the reservation page. Just to show you again, all those instructions are right here. It explains everything right on this button. There's a lot more stuff down here too, reservation information, frequently asked questions. But what we all need to be doing now is making sure we're on the page here and we are ready to rock and roll. So we've practiced now finding our dates. We know how to use the map and the calendar. You can try the list, but I don't find the list useful at all. I use the map and I use the calendar. The map gives you all the openings at all the access points for that day. The calendar gives you all the openings at all the access points for multiple days. So two great ways to look at it. Okay, so I'm ready to go. How's everybody else doing out there? Are we excited? Give me some thumbs up there. We've got 148 people on here. Thanks everyone for joining us. Mike Blake, MB Guiding. I'll do a proper introduction a little bit later. Yeah, lots of questions on YouTube coming in. I'm going to be answering lots of questions. We're just making sure everybody gets into the queue it first, which is in a few minutes, and then I'll spend the next 30 minutes while we're all waiting doing Q&A. So lots of time. There's the thumbs up. That's what I was looking for. Awesome. Great question from Mackenzie. What time should I call in? 7:30 or 8? 8 o'clock. That's when the line will open. Kenzie on Facebook, thanks for the question. Switch. Yeah, we've had some issues with sound. My volume is at its highest. I can't put mine up any higher because it'll peak out. So I'm getting mixed, conflicting reports, but there's way more reports that I'm doing well. Echo. That's a new one. Thanks, Leif on the lights. Let's put on some, check out some echo cancellation here, see if that makes a difference. This is great that the people are more anxious about the sound than the actual reservation process. This is good news today. Joshua says he was signing in while I showed how the availability. No, I'm gonna wait until after. Sorry, I don't have time now. But to sign in, Joshua, you just have to go to this button where it says "Welcome, Mike" on the top there, and that button will say "Sign in." So you just got to click on that and then follow the procedure. And it'll walk you through it. And if you're looking for the how-to, it's at the bottom of the reservation page. I'm not backing out again. But at the bottom of the reservation page, there's a how to make a reservation on the website. It explains, it walks you right through it. So if you're still trying to figure it out, I'd put one half of your screen, the how to, the other half, the reservation. Hopefully that helps a bit. Great question from Ann Piper on Facebook. Do you get a better queue number if you're signed in at 7:30? No, everybody has the same access to the random queue at ID between 7:30 and 8. So it doesn't matter if you sign in between 7:30 and 8, what time, as long as you're in or on the registration page at that time, you're going to get a queue number. Anybody after, so anybody that comes on the page after 8 goes to the back of the line. So you definitely want to get onto the Parks Canada reservations page, this page right here, between 7:30 and 8. This is what it looks like on a phone, and this is what it looks like on a tablet. So make sure you're on that screen between 7:30 and 8, and you will get into the queue. Yes, thanks, Kai. Queue positions are assigned at random. Exactly. It's a lottery, folks. That's how the queue works. Everybody that has or is in the queue will be assigned a random position in line. Sophie on YouTube. Will there be a button to click to join queue? No, it's automated. You're welcome. No worries, Joshua. Oh, that's a great question from TJ Seth, Real Estate Group 4430 on YouTube. Hi, Mike. Once you get a queue number, how long do you have to book without getting bumped? So it depends what queue number you get. That's when you're going to get into the reservation system. And then, as long as it takes to make the reservation, I believe the cart timeout is 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly. We will all see and hear about it shortly. But I don't know the exact number. But it's about 15 to 20 minutes. It's like a typical cart timeout for a shopping cart booking or online buying thing. Just looking at my bandwidth stats here, folks, and things are looking really good. I have got good bit rate, good flow, excellent stream on YouTube. We've got 61 viewers on YouTube right now. We've got 89 on Facebook. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm gonna get into the Q&A in depth in about 3 or 4 minutes. We're just waiting for the queue to take over, which is gonna happen here in 1 minute and 45 seconds. So make sure you're on that reservation page, because in 1 minute and 37 seconds, the queue is going to start. Yes, thanks, Life on the Lakes. Hi, Sheila, thanks. I'm switching back and forth between screens, but I appreciate you pointing that out. It's going to be a lot of jumping around here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens today. Hey, thumbs up. There we go. Ingrid, you do not need to be logged in to get in the queue, but Parks recommends that you do log in order to make sure your account is set up. So when it's time to book, when you're in the cart, you have everything organized. But you can log in afterwards. Hey, Sheila, you're welcome. Sandy, I wouldn't refresh anything unless your browser is dead, like nothing's happening and you don't see anything happening. I wouldn't refresh anything. Hey, Switch, right on. Tell us what you did to make your sound better. If you're signed on a computer and a mobile device, do you get 2 different queue placements? Good question. We're going to find out here in 30 seconds. When I look left and are closer to the mic, the echo is greatly reduced. That makes sense because I changed mics from my lapel mic, which was not favored by the group, to my directional mic, which I do have to speak into. So thank you. This is great to have tech support on the line full time here. It's usually hard to get tech support. If I move the comments over to this side, it might be a bit easier, but okay, it's Kiewit time, folks. So let's just go over here and see what's going on. So it didn't refresh automatically. So I'm gonna bump mine by just turning that little button. There we go. Okay, so that is the Kiewit, folks. That's what you should see. And there's a countdown timer. And I've got a launch timer now as well here. Let's check out the other devices. So now the launch time is in 29 minutes. So I did have to refresh to get into the Kiewit. So this is the Kiewit. There's the countdown. And then on the tablet, I've got 3 devices I use every day, so I'm using all 3 devices. And none of them refresh automatically. And the tablet isn't entering the Kiewit. So look at the difference, right? The phone is in, the desktop is in, but the tablet is not. So I just keep refreshing on the tablet and see what changes. There we go. It took me 3 refreshes on the tablet to get it to the right page. So this is now the camiskiewit.net page, which is part of the Parks Canada Reservations setup. It forwards you here. And now we all wait for 28 minutes and 35 seconds. And then you'll see this little Kiewit ID number at the very bottom here. Just going to switch to my other screen here. At the very bottom, let's get this out of the way. You all know you can see the launch time now. You'll see it where it says Kiewit ID. That's your ID number. So somebody asked, do you get a different Kiewit ID for each device? Well, that one ends in EFBA. Yes. So there's a different Kiewit ID assigned per device to answer that question, or even per browser potentially. I'm not sure. I'm not using multiple browsers. Great question from Kristen on YouTube. Is there a queue system for calling over the phone? Please let us know. I would love to know that. Great question from Trevor on YouTube. Do you know if you can change your start date after getting the queue? Yes. You can start all over again. You can do whatever you want once you get onto that reservation page. Hillary on Facebook, do we get a notice that we're in the queue? Yes, you'll see what we see on our screens right now. The map will go over, Catherine, when we get back into the reservation system. Alden on Facebook's asking, can I be logged into my account on multiple devices? I'm not sure. I'm only logged into one. So anybody else wants to verify that? Kim, I wouldn't refresh it once you get to this point. If you can see the countdown timer in the Kiewit, you've already been assigned a Kiewit ID and you do not need to refresh the page. If you're not seeing this right now, I would refresh the page. I did. I refreshed once and it came up on one of my devices. And then on my other device, I did it once and it came up. And then on the other one, it took 3 refreshes and it came up. Great question. But once you're in this scene right now, then you do not need to refresh it again. Yeah, in lowercase letters. Thanks for that. You can choose your dates afterwards. Absolutely. I was just demonstrating that you can actually look at the dates beforehand. All right, Rita, I see some success. Juliana says no need to refresh. So Juliana is just automatically refreshed. So we're having all different experiences. It just shows that we have different devices, different networks, different ways of operating our devices. The global sisterhood. So this question's come up a couple of times, but if you're not seeing the page that we're looking at right now, this is what it looks like on a desktop. This is what it looks like on a mobile. I would refresh if you're not seeing these pages right now. Great questions, everyone. Yeah, if you're not, somebody says, do you have both of my mics on? No, no, just one of them. The audio thing is going to be the takeaway from this whole thing. No, we're just using the one directional mic now that apparently is better. Check, check, check. Yeah. As long as I speak into it. but I'm not always looking at it. Francis may refresh, but nothing happened. So Francis, you're not seeing this refresh again. It took me 3 times on one of my devices. There we go. Kristen Jenna says it took her 3 refreshes. So try it again. If you're not seeing this screen, there we go. Kristen, thank you on Facebook. Keep refreshing. I've been instructed to speak into the mic. So that means with a directional mic, I have to hold it in front of me like this the whole time. You know what I'll do is I'll extend my cord. I've got a lot of different devices here today. Also remember this is way earlier than we usually start doing these live streams, so keep refreshing, says Christina. So I've adjusted again. Thank you, tech support. I've never had such good tech support on any live stream. And this is the 4th time we've done this launch, but I was looking back here, 50th live stream or so. Let's look here. So if you go to our YouTube channel and you go to our playlist, this has all of our live streams. So there's 30 there that go back for 4 years. And then there's about 20 that I didn't post in there. Yeah, that's if you're looking for our YouTube channel too, folks. It's youtube.com/MikeBlake. That's where you find that. And you can see I just changed my browser tab to another tab, and I'm still in the queue. I also wanted to demo that for you. And you'll see all the devices have the same timer on them, just different queue IDs. So we're all waiting for 20 minutes. Jacqueline says her phone took about 20 or 12 refreshes. Yeah. Alithia, keep trying. And it's sunrise now in Sandwich, 7:37 Pacific time. Kim, if you're looking to get to this page, you need to go to the Parks Canada reservation page, and it'll automatically send you here. I'm just scrolling through all these questions and comments for fun here. There's will do, yay. Folks are calling in. Yeah, so I don't know if you can get through it this time, but let us know how that goes because we're doing online. It would be great to hear from some folks that are doing call-ins. Ooh, Debbie, this is what we were looking for. So Debbie says multiple browsers seem to have the same queued ID. So I'm curious, multiple browsers on separate devices or multiple browsers on the same device? Because that would make sense that they're only going to assign you one queued ID per device. That's what I think. That's why I've never done the multi-browser over one device, which I've heard of people trying to do, like 20 devices, 20 browsers. So 20 times 20 is 400. Yeah, so I've got 3 different devices with 3 different queued IDs. It's my daily driver. So I've got my desktop, my tablet, and my phone. And those are the ones I use every day. Yeah, there's a delay. There's an inherent delay in live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. They both have about a 10-second delay from when I say something or show you something to when something happens on your end. Great point. Life on the lights. Tech support. Yeah, 10-second delay on live streams, both YouTube and Facebook. Wow, this is a lot of comments so far, 211. Clint says he's in. Woohoo! I thought I'd have time here to go through and show you some planning things, but it looks like I'm consumed by all these comments here. Right on, Global Sisterhood, got it. Awesome. Maddie on YouTube, access with the Google account and logged into Google on all devices, so open an incognito window for backup. Yeah, good plan having a backup device, folks. That's why I have 3, just in case one fails or 2 fails. Ooh, great question from Heidi on Facebook. So Heidi is currently in the queue on her laptop and phone. I'm logged in on my laptop, wondering at what point do we need to log in if we are on one of our extra devices. For me, it's my phone that is not logged in yet. So you're going to log in when you're actually in the reservation system making a reservation. I would go get your reservation first, then do it if you hadn't already logged in. I wouldn't worry about it because it's more than now that what you want is the lower number in the lineup. So you want that low number, so early entry into the reservation system, which will take you back where we were earlier. Hey, Christy's in the queue. Woohoo! Hey, Bruce. Good to see you on Facebook. Bruce is asking, do we need to enter our party's names at the Resi time? So you need at least your name, whoever's booking it, and then you could put in filler names, but you're gonna have to change them at some point. I would put whoever you think's gonna be with you, and then update it later. But you're gonna at least have to have your full name, and because you're processing a payment, and then those other party names are you can change those later. I do believe there's change fees involved, so just consider that as well. And again, all that information on the changes is on the Parks Canada reservations instructions page I showed earlier. Mountain Mama Hikes, my audio tech. Thank you so much. Teresa says you can't sign in after entering the queue. Nope. Once you're in the queue, you got to wait till you get pushed back to the reservation system before you can do anything else. We're stuck here for 18 minutes and 28 seconds or 10 seconds from now because it's a live stream and there's a delay. Kim's got it right on. Hey, yeah, Kristen from Facebook. This is the NB Guiding headquarters. Here, I'll give you a little show. So this is where I do all my work. That's my bookshelf, rest when I come back from trips. This is where I gear up all my stuff. My gear is over here. And on the other side of that wall is a carport full of gear. And on this side of the room where I'm looking is all the tech. So stand-up desk with all the computers, cameras, what to make this happen. All this live streaming to make it all possible. Hey, while I'm here with this view, let's go run down the prize packages, folks. So there's going to be 3 prize packages today. I'm going to give away 3 Blisters and Bliss signed by the famous Wayne Aiken, West Coast Trail legend. So I've got 3 of those for you. We've also got 3 pro passes from Brett Morrow at the West Coast Trail app. Try to get that in focus for you. And 3 personalized coaching sessions with me at NB Guiding. So there's going to be 3 packages. Each winner will get one of those in the package. So you get a book, a pro pass, and a coaching session. As well, on YouTube, because we're trying to promote our YouTube, I'm going to give away 1 West Coast Trail Slug t-shirt. So somebody on YouTube will win that as well. So that's the prize packages. And then for a quick little intro, because I said I'd do that while we were waiting here, let's just check our launch time. 16 minutes. I'll just do a few minute intro here while we're waiting, and then I'll go back to Q&A. Switch over here. Yeah, so I'm Mike Blake at NB Guiding, Vancouver Island hiking guide. I've been living and working on Vancouver Island since the mid-90s, guiding for about 20 plus years. I do guided trips, mostly coastal, but I also do some mountain trips. West Coast Trail, North Coast Trail. Just got back from the Cape Scott Trail, Nootka Trail. Those are the big ones for the coastlines on the island. And then backpacking, hiking trips in Strathcona Park. So that's what I get up to. This is our website, mbguiding.ca. I'm a member of the Association of Canadian Mountain Guides and the Interpretive Guides Association. So click on these links here. You can check that all out, see what it's about. And I also do workshops. I teach and instruct wilderness navigation and risk management. And today's a big day. I am just getting back to teaching for the Interpretive Guides Association, and we're going to be doing wilderness navigation workshop, 2 parts this evening and Friday evening, teaching and training other guides how to navigate in the wilderness. There's also another part of NB Guiding, which is really important, which helped us out this morning. Thank you. If you go to our menu up here, go to the About page, scroll down, you'll see our dedicated team member, Lara. Lara's a big part of NB Guiding. She's the creative writer behind all of our online content. So all the blog content that we write about on our website is all from Lara. We also have a great family of alumni, repeat clients that come back and do trips with us year after year. We're super excited about that. So I think we've got some coming back for their fifth, sixth, and seventh trips with us. And then a huge network of partners that make all these adventures happen. So everything from transportation networks to land managers, different types of brands we work with, all listed here as well. So if you're curious about who we work with and partnered with, it's all there on the About page. What we're super excited about our MB Guiding website, if you scroll down to say the West Coast Trail, this is your instruction manual. It's a blog trail guide. And it explains how to hike the trail like a pro. And the fun part for us here is all the trip reports we add. In the last couple of years, we've made a big effort to do as many trip reports as we can. And last year we hit our record. We did 5 different trip reports going from May to September. And each of these trip reports are a completely different experience. So if you're wondering again, which way is better, north, south, south, north, I recommend trying it both. Read some trip reports before you go, and then try it yourself. You're going to have a completely different experience than everybody else. But lots of great info here. Helps you get prepared and hike the trail like a pro. So things like weather links, tide information, route information. There's the north-south. You can see it's a short paragraph. Different information on the campsites. Lots of content there. Fun to read. As soon as you get your reservation, highly recommend checking that out. Click on one of these trip reports, and in there is going to be specific info for that specific trip. So our route plan that we had for that trip, and then day-by-day breakdown with photos, stories, data from each trip. And there's a fun little Easter egg. If you click on these Sunto cards, which are from my watch track information, you'll find another layer of info under there, which is really fun too. So just want to shout out to ourselves there and also to our team. It's a pretty small team. It's just the two of us, but what makes it happen is the alumni and our huge family partners. So shout out to all of them as well. All right, let's get back to Q&A. Mackenzie on YouTube has a Safari browser open and a Chrome browser open, and they have different QIDs. Interesting. Brett says different QIDs per unique browser, same device. There you go. So how many browsers is our max that we have open? That's what I'm curious about. Who's our the player here? Who's got like 10 laptops, 10 phones, 10 tablets, each with 10 Chrome and 10 Safari and 10 Firefox going? That's what I'm curious about. DD from Facebook. Questions about cancellations. There's all the information is on the Parks Canada website. It explains it in detail. If you go to the Parks Can website here, in a couple of different places. On the West Coast Trail page, it explains it here. Cancellations, fees. There's cancellation policy right there and all the fees. And also on the reservation page, which if I go to now, it'll push me into the queue it. So I'm not going to go there right now. Yeah, lots of info on all those intricate little details about cancellations. It's also documented when you book. It'll give you a confirmation. That'll give you all that info that you're asking about as well. Kristen, yeah, you're welcome. The gear room is fun. This is my floor down here. We both work at home, so we have 3 floors. The downstairs is the MB guiding floor, and then the mid floor is our floor, and then the top floor is Lara's office. Great question about the Canada Strong dates. So Canada Strong Dates is free access to the national parks for everyone from a certain date to a finish date. And this year it's sometime in June to sometime in September, I believe. And there's also a short period during the winter as well. Hey, yeah, Brian, that's the one right here. Here, I'll show you the shirt again. That's the giveaway shirt. It's the famous West Coast Trail slug shirt. Okay, now we've got this one comment stuck up here. How'd that comment go? Let me just close that one. Oh, there we go. Okay, what's our countdown time, folks? Launch time, 10 minutes. Now we're getting excited. Spatch has 11 browsers over 3 devices. Veronica is asking, why do people use different browsers in hopes of having better Qt numbers? Yes. Yeah, it's kind of it's like lottery tickets. The more you buy, the higher your chances. But I mean, there's a certain amount of tickets that some people think are reasonable to purchase and others not as reasonable. So everybody has their own viewpoint on that. But yeah, the more Qt IDs, the more lottery tickets you're gonna get. Yeah, lots of comments on the shirt, and I see there are a lot of them are coming from YouTube. So that shirt is gonna be not the one I'm wearing, by the way. I'll send you a new one. Susan saying, "Good luck, everyone." Let's get that timer back up. Hey, you're welcome, Lori. Just gonna switch over here to the other comment page. So we got 70 viewers on YouTube right now and 89 on Facebook. Thanks, everybody. That's awesome. We appreciate all the support and having you here. Great question from Sarah. How do we enter the giveaway? So I'm going to give the details for entering the giveaway after the queue goes back to the reservation system and we get through some reservations. So stick around. You can also watch the replay and it'll also have the details for the giveaway then. But I'll give you one tip for it is that you need to contribute to the chat or the comments in order to enter. The rest of the details will come later in the live stream. So thanks for asking. And you can watch a replay. As I mentioned, the replay will be available after the live stream concludes. Typically on Facebook, it's right after it posts. On YouTube, it sometimes takes 12 hours to post. It's up to them whenever they figure out what they do there. Sheila, so exciting. And then Sheila says, you think they would use the login for the Qt system versus browsers? That way it'd be one person. Yeah, lots of controversy and surrounding it all. I am actually just happy that they have the Qt system for this launch because it is a popular one. And Parks Canada should use a lottery system for popular launches, in my opinion, because it's crashed so many times when they haven't used the Qt system. Florence saying game worn jersey are worth more. Yeah. Maybe I'll auction this one off then. Hey, right on, Marion. Glad you're having a good time. It is exciting. This is my fourth time doing this. So we did it in 23, 24, 25, and this is 26. Let's check our timer here. 7 minutes, folks. Okay, so everybody's in the queue, ready to go. 7 minute countdown. Hey, you're welcome, Kevin. I just got to top my feet. I thought I'd actually get away for a moment and get a new tee. But down here, I've been down here for hours getting this all ready. So I'm getting low on my tea. Hopefully I get a good Qt number so I can book and go get some more tea. I'm just laughing. Some of the comments I won't repeat on live air, but they're pretty funny. Question here from Brenda. Does there have to be someone in the group 18 or older? Oh, I saw this question earlier, Brenda, in the Facebook group, but I didn't know the answer. So that would be a question I would call and get the official answer from Parks Canada. I would call them at 8 o'clock and see what they say. That's a great question as far as the age for the person booking. Wendy says, who knew hiking is so stressful? Hey, Wendy, good to see you here on Facebook. Ooh, great question. Kind of sidebar from the JDF side of things. Yeah, not sure. I've heard different rumors. I've been down there a couple of times checking it out, and it looks like there was work getting started. But I've spoken with a couple of different people that are saying it may not open in its entirety, but maybe some more of it. So great question. Backup plan JDF. Ah, Chris, this is so stressful. My spot was 22,000 for the green point. Yeah, green point was madness. Yeah, Chris, JDF is still walk on. You need a permit, but you can buy it even at the Iron Ranger at the trailhead. But I would book it online. There's a whole Juan de Fuca Trail instruction manual on our website as well. I'd go check that out. It gives you all the info on how to book a trip on the Juan de Fuca. Okay, folks, we got a 4 minutes here in a bit. Yeah, Clint, we were just talking about the Juan de Fuca. So, yeah, the JDF is kind of the classic training hike for the West Coast Trail because it's closest to Victoria. So it's central, it's easier to access than any other trail on the island as far as coastal. Really, any training in rough, wet ground is going to help. And I would train with a pack and build yourself up. Look for slippery, wet stuff, mud, slippery logs, slippery rocks. And even if you live in the interior, you can still find that type of terrain if you dig around for it. Go into the riverbed. Well, don't actually dig for it, but go into the riverbeds in the Rockies. There's lots of round rocks with slippery stuff on them. Lots of slippery logs in the interior. Hey, you're welcome, JM. Yeah, 3 minutes, folks. So what's happening now is we're counting down the final few minutes before we're all going to be assigned Qit numbers or random places of line with our Qt ID. I don't know what they call the actual number you get. There's probably a name for it. But it's our Qt ID will be assigned a random number in line. And that's going to happen just in a few minutes. And then just be ready to book those dates. Like, don't him and haw. Take what you can get, especially if you're going for those July, August. Always know that the cancellations happen and you can find cancellations. Check out the West Coast Trail group for cancellations. People are canceling a lot. You'll see as you get closer to the dates. Hey, you're welcome, Heidi. Yeah, the anticipation is in the air. So once I open up, I'll show you what my dates, or sorry, my Qt numbers are, and then I'm just gonna go with the shortest one, obviously, and I'll leave it on there. And if for some reason that one fails, then I'll switch to my other device. That's the way I do it. So we're hoping that we get the good one on the desktop because it gives you a better display of what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna go through the booking process on that device and show you how I book my trip. Ooh, that's a great question. Will it automatically refresh? Let's get some votes there. Who thinks the Qt will automatically refresh? Say it will refresh, or say we will have to refresh it because we had to refresh it the first time. Let's see what everybody says. Yeah, when you get your number and you get into the reservation system, you'll be able to do everything you need to do. The signing in previously was just to make sure you knew how to sign in. You can start from the beginning as soon as you get in there. What's most important now is that you get in there. Ooh, great question from Anne on Facebook. Have you ever had a queue at fail? Yes, I have. I've seen it fail a couple of times. So yeah, be prepared for anything. I mean, it's Parks Canada reservation system. I don't know if you've been following along this year. I love Parks Canada, but the reservation systems has been exciting to say the least. Lots of date changes, crashes earlier without Qits. I have seen Qt crash just like browsers get stuffed up and things. Heidi's manifesting auto refresh. Jennifer says auto refresh. Soggy Wilson on YouTube says it will refresh. Okay, we're counting down 50 seconds. Good luck, everyone. I hope you get the dates you want, and if you don't, know that there's always a backup. And for folks, stick around if you want to join in with the giveaway, and we'll do some more Q&A after. I'm going to get a feel about what people got for their dates and things like that. So yeah, stick around. The live stream will continue. Right on, Bruce. Okay. See if we're still streaming here. Oh, wow, we still got 158 people. Right on. Thanks, everyone. Okay. 10 seconds. Good luck. So it looks like it's refreshing automatically on all my devices. So we're all being assigned a number now. And there's the little update line at the bottom you can see there. Ooh, when it takes more than a minute, I start to wonder how many people are on there right now. So it's been 24 seconds. Let me know if you get in, anyone who's on right now, like, and what your numbers are. Just type their number in line in the chat there. Okay, I got 9:15 on my mobile. It says 3 minutes. And ooh, 20 minutes on my other one. Sorry, I got so excited. Okay, so I've got these different numbers, folks. The fastest one is on my phone. It says 3 minutes, 7:57. On my desktop, I've got 5:816, 20 minutes. And then on the tablet, I've got 13,059, 44 minutes. So that one is going to be later today. I'm going to be booking this on my phone, it looks like, because it's getting in a lot faster than all the other devices. And look how fast it goes down. Hey, right on, we've got some good times in there. Ooh, 9,000. The highest I've seen so far was mine, 13,000. 10,000. 9,000. Yes, Sheila, 11,555. Ooh, and 171. Nice one. So I'm going to book on my phone. So excuse me while I'm distracted for a little bit as I run through this, but stay online and tell us how your experience is going in the chat there. It says my wait time is less than a minute. It's tricky to do on the phone because it's so fiddly with the touch screen. Seeing more of those numbers. Another 12,000 or 9,000, 12,000. Yeah, they drop fast. They go down quick. I just went down 700 in, a couple of minutes. Let us know if you're into the reservation system, folks. So I'm booking online here on a phone, West Coast Trail. I'm going May 1st to 4th with 2 people. Search. Access point, now I can enter it. No, I can't. I want to go China exit. Okay, well, I want to go northbound, so I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to reserve. Okay, some class action thing. So I got my reservation details there that I want. Now I'm going to start going through the process. And once I get to the payment side of things, I'm going to take it off. So you can see all the fees are added in there. Proceed to checkout. So for 2 people, 540.50 with all in. That's the reservation fee, both ferry fees, the new orientation fee, and then the backcountry camping fee. So I'm going to proceed to checkout, and I'm just going to go into private mode here and then do my payment. So now it's asking me to log in because I wasn't logged in on that device, but it's in my cart, everything I need. And now I can sign in to the reservation system using my GC key. And I had my password account, everything already in a password keeper. I'm just talking all through it as I go, but obviously this part I can't put online. I'm logged in. So I go to my cart, my one item's in there. Keeps telling me I have I have to acknowledge a class action lawsuit thing or something. Hopefully it's not about the reservation system. Okay, now I'm going through this page. I can show you where I'm at before I do the next part. So I had to actually confirm my reservation details again after I logged in. which is interesting. So it took me through the card again, and now I can check out. So that was a bit of moving through a few different things. So now I'm into the final part of my reservation here. Confirm acknowledgements, my info in there. That one, that's just my business stuff there. So I don't mind if you see that. Confirm account details. Now I'm gonna keep it on private mode. So I'm just being conscious of what I'm sharing on the live stream. It's asking me to put in the age category now. Oh shoot, I'm in a different age category now. And then my emergency contacts. Okay, let's fill that in. Um, okay, it's working, folks. I'm in. So I did have to access all, it was, I should have had this written down because now I have to look it up on a different device. So that would have been a smart thing for next time. Because my teammate that's coming with me, we have to use a different emergency contact than we usually do. Because usually my emergency contact is my teammate. So this was sort of the last minute thing I didn't really think about until right now. Just gonna make sure it's all going in right. Okay, there we go. So I'm accessing the contacts, putting in the emergency contact information for the same, and it's the same for both. So it's asking me to input both people, the reservation holder and the second person, and age categories for both. And we have the same emergency contact, a person that's not on the trail with us. Two. I don't remember these numbers. I should have. It's funny now with technology, everything is just instant dial or press the person's emoji and then you get a hold of them. That I have to like really think hard about these numbers. Okay, I'm finally confirming the party information. Now I'm paying finally. Make sure I use the right one there. Okay, success. How did you all do, folks? I'm out, so I'm gonna close my other browsers. I've already got my reservation. Um, just gonna show you this part. Woohoo! That's what we want to see. Success. Hopefully you got some success. I'm closing my other queue so somebody else can have them. My device has worked. Let's see how you're all doing out there. All right. I see good news. Right on. I just got a notification. Thanks, Life on Lights, for shouting out and sharing that on the West Coast Trail group. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm just going to scroll up here because I missed a bunch there when I went through. Okay, I see some frustrations, pouty facers. I see a winner. I'm just going to scroll all the way up and see what we got here. Okay, so we had numbers all the way up into the 13,000s. I think I had the highest number that I've seen. It was like 13.5 or something on my tablet. I see somebody got a 17. Nice. Okay, I see some not smiley faces with mid numbers, sort of in the 7,000s. Yeah, so hopefully if you're in the 7,000s, your July, August dates, we're waiting for you luckily, but if not, then check for cancellations if you're stuck to a date. All right, Anne, first choice dates. Good for you. Great question from Naomi. Did anyone find that their iPhone devices got them closer in the queue? So mine did, but I'd love to hear what else other people are saying. Mohammed reserved. Oh, we got a crash signal. So somebody got a crash. When they got in, they crashed. Marcus on YouTube was 342 and within 1 minute got his reservation completed. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus, for hanging out. Hey, right on Silver Sun YouTube is excited. Yeah, Life on the Lights is making some good point here. Just for everyone, we mentioned this. It's a ways away, so those dates can come up later that you're looking for. It's tough if you have specific dates that you need, and they're gone right now. But just know that the opportunity will arise that maybe those dates become available down the road. Jenny lucked out 180 in the queue and booked 8 for July. Ooh, nice. Good for you. Soggy Wilson, that was nerve wracking. But you got the permits I wanted. Woohoo! Good for you. Right on, Sophie. Okay, I see good news here. Okay, we've got the first report of somebody that phoned in. So Florin Dine on YouTube, Florin Dine 1, phoned in, booked, and paid for the first choice. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad it worked out and glad to hear the phone service is working too. Terry Lynn got her dates. Jennifer on YouTube got her first choice. Right on. Good to hear. Hey, you're welcome, Soggy Wilson on YouTube. There'll be more. We're going to do some planning sessions as the dates draw closer to May 1st. Darian on Facebook is asking who went Sobo versus Novo. So we're going to alternate this year, maybe not in order, but I'm doing 5, 4 guided, 2 Novo, 2 Sobo, and then we're going to do a Recon Novo is what we just booked. Anna Marie, congratulations. Emma's booked, right on. Clint, sorry to hear that you're still waiting. Hopefully it comes around for you. Yeah, Paul on YouTube. Good to see so many folks getting their first choices. Mountain Mama is excited for everyone that gets spots this year. Linda's confirmed. Chandel got it. 2000 weekend success. You're welcome, Sophie. I'm not sure if you're happy or sad with that word. I haven't seen that word before. July, you got your dates. All right, everyone's getting some good dates here. Those July, August are tough. Like those are prime times. Michelle on Facebook had 49. So the best number I've heard so far is 17, and the worst was mine. I had like 13,500 or something. Yeah, those other devices, as soon as I got my confirmation, I took them offline. So I don't, once I got my letter from, once I got this, I was done with the other sign-ins. Ali on YouTube's got a woohoo. Jenny on Facebook said her desktop had the best. Chris says success. Kim says I opened my iPhone in addition to my computer, 2 browsers, and on my iPad. And I got it on the iPhone instantly. Very good. Yeah, the iPhone was the winner for me too today. The tablet, the iPad was way back. Right on, Chris. First choice. Juliana got her first, and then her laptop still waiting. Yeah, so if you're all booked and you got your confirmation, then you don't need the other ones. As long as you got your confirmation letter, you're done for the day. Congratulations. Emma says her laptop was 130, which is a really good number, and the other laptop was 150 or 1500. Ali, right on. Yeah, so if you got your confirmation, then you don't need the other browsers. Then it just makes the queue go faster for everybody else. Just make sure you wait to get that confirmation letter for sure, because you don't want to close it and then not get it. Google. Here's a shout out to the Google phone from Sophie on YouTube. And here's a shout down to the phone from Soggy Wilson. Browser got in first and phone got booted from the queue. Chris 469, right on. Jennifer says the desktop was best. All right, Global Sisterhood, fill out those forms, wait for that confirmation letter, and you are set. Yeah, you got a good number to get the good access to the good seats for the good start date. Right on, S-Patch 1971 on YouTube, 30th anniversary. Congratulations. That'll be a great trip. Things have changed. Great to see, folks. So far, it seems like everything went pretty good. I haven't seen any catastrophic failures or anybody that's admitting them anyway. A lot of people saying they got what they wanted. Angie on Facebook got the preferred dates. Yeah, I hear that. Stressful for sure. Okay, here we go, folks. Another report from the phone. So, or calling in. Heather on Facebook called in right at 8, got the booking ASAP. So there you go. That phone in. I've never tried it, but it seems to work. Juliana is booked. Congratulations. That's awesome. Shout out to my Mid Island crew up there. Thanks for participating today. Hey, you're welcome, Ali. Wendy, I'm not sure if that what that means. I won't repeat it on the air. All right, Tiffany on Facebook, first choice, first timers. Good for you. Congratulations. And 491 on YouTube, Canada Day. That's a good one. That one's a tough one. That's one of the most popular dates to get out there that week. Okay, Kristen's asking a question. How can we see the entire calendar selected date? So let's just pop over the reservation system here and I can demo now because I've already got mine. So you go here into backcountry and you're gonna go click on, so I'm not in any queue anymore. So it looks like things are moving pretty smoothly. I want West Coast Trail. And then I'm gonna pick a different date than I already picked. Let's go check something out. Let's go for a late season just for fun that nobody's digging into right now, so I don't take away from them. I'm gonna go the very last day of the year, and then I'm gonna go for 3 nights. I like to do it faster when I'm doing solo, and I'll do a single party. So when I click search, when I scroll down, it opens up these openings. So on September 30th, there's 21 out of 25 spots going northbound. There's 20 out of 20 at the mid entrance, and there's 25 out of 25 going southbound. So September 30th is wide open pretty much. I could click on any of those and get those access points. To get on the calendar view, you just click calendar. It's going to show me the dates available before. So you can see the season ends on the 30th. You can start on the 30th, but you got to be off the trail. Typically, everyone's off by the 6th, so 7 days. But if I go back, look at September is wide open. September is a really good time to go. Late August, early September, if things go good in the summer with the weather, but it can be spectacular. We've got a trip report on our website that Lara did from September last year. And if you scroll down, you'll see it here, September 7th to 13th. And they did really well out there. They had some really nice weather. And you can see all the weather forecasts. Look at that sky. That's mid-September. So I wouldn't be shy of September. Just know that things are variable. Just like May, you just never know. So I'm just looking at availability here, going back. There's availability still in August from both access points and lots of mid access, but from both ends. Starting to get really filled up there. You can change the view here. I want to change the filter so I see all, I want to see everything. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so July is getting stuffy in there. There's one spot there, one spot there. I don't see the actual numbers of places because I only have one in my queue or in my selection here. So it's at least one spot there. Um, yeah, July is getting full quickly, as it usually does, and August is getting full quickly. But look at September. September, I want this to be open. There we go. Look at September, folks. Look at that. There's lots of opportunity in September right now. And this is, if somebody were to get on, if they missed the queue this morning, they could still go in September. Midsection. So yeah, those ends are filling up now for July and August. But the beginning of July, there's some spots. Late June's getting filled up. And then early June. And then May. May has been good. I wouldn't be shy of May, especially if you're local and you can it's not a big expedition, like you're not traveling around the world to go do the trail. If the weather isn't so good, that's okay. You can come back and do it again. If you're local, May, I would say, is a good bet. Look at May, wide open. May is open, starting to get really filled up when you get into mid-June, and then it's pretty much filled in now. There's a spot here and there. Yeah, there's opportunities yet. Stay tuned and check for cancellations if you're not getting what you're looking for. So that answers that question. Yeah, Riley, we'll see you out there. Hey, right on, Shay. Got the dates. Right on, Global Sisterhood. Done and dusted. Awesome. Good for you. Hey, happy to share Silver Sun 5 on YouTube. You're welcome, Global Sisterhood. Thanks, Denise. I've done it a few times, but I do get anxious too still. It's a little high anxiety on the Parks Canada reservation site every time it opens up. Hey, you're welcome, Shay. Mountain Mom Hike says there's still lots of dates left in July. Yeah, it might be mid-entrance. Mel on Facebook, in for July, right on. Hey, Joshua, that's not bad. Yeah, so made an adjustment there. Joshua's going one day earlier than desired, but it was close, so right on. Good enough, we'll say. Hey, you're welcome, Curtis, on YouTube. How do you refresh? So if you're referring to the Parks Canada website, the reservation site, you just need to refresh the browser on your browser at the top. There's typically a little refresh button, or if you go up into your settings on the top and you just refresh, and then it should do that. Hey, right on YouTube, Brian Beth Mohan got the date with 4800 queue number. Pretty good. So it shows even if you have a number in those thousands, you can still get what you need. Yeah, we'll be out there, Rita. Hey, you're welcome, Trevor. Hockey game conflict, Joshua. Hey, right on the Antheric Emic, sorry. The Ant Emic on YouTube got preferred dates in May. That's awesome. Hey, sounds good, everybody. So we're at about 8:24 here, and we still got 90 people here. Jennifer says no dates. We'll keep checking back. Yeah, keep checking back. So parts will be emptying as well. I should have mentioned that. So when people are booking as a group, sometimes part of the group will have the dates in their cart, and then the other person will have a better date, and so that cart will expire. Those dates will go back into the inventory. So keep checking back, Jennifer, and hopefully you have better luck out there. Darian on Facebook got September, hoping for good weather, but you never know. Yeah, exactly. Good attitude. You just never know. Okay, folks, so the ones that have stuck around, thank you so much. It's you're at 90 here. Let's see who we got on YouTube. We've got 39 viewers, and on Facebook it says we have 89. Could that be right? I should refresh that. That seems like from earlier. Just getting some numbers here. Oh yeah, okay, we got 51 on Facebook, and we have 39 on YouTube. So thanks everyone for sticking around and being a part of our West Coast Trail 2026 Reservation Launch live event. We've gone through the process now. Hopefully you got the dates that you wanted. And it's time to wrap things up here. So I'm going to start doing the giveaway. And if you want to ask questions, ask them now. Because if you ask questions, I will stick around for a bit longer. Hey, Craigan, awesome. Thanks for joining us. Craigan Folger from Utah on Facebook. I will be in touch. You're welcome, Wendy. I'm gonna lie down too. I have another production later this evening for 3 hours, so I will be having a nap as well after this. Enjoy your nap. It was good to see you here. Okay, if nobody has any questions, or if they don't come up in the Q&A part soon, I'm gonna get into the giveaway stuff. Ah, I knew we'd get a question once I say that. Sarah on Facebook, do you sell the slug shirts? So you want to go to Kindred Coast. Let's go over there right now. So I'm just going to get the website up for you first, and then Kindred Coast. Okay, so on Kindred Coast website here, if you go into, I think it's the extra button. Yeah, go into extra menu. So kindredcoast.com and click down on the West Coast Trail collection, and you will see these shirts there. So that's the company that sells them. And the shirt that I'm wearing is this one right here, the West Coast Trail Unisex Eco Tee Heather Teal with the full slug. Yeah, so let's get into the giveaway. Just got to get this queued up there. So kindredcoast.com there. Just gotta, wow, we skipped over all that section. I did the giveaway details, so you know what I'm giving away. Hey, right on, Life on Lights. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Right on, Nicole. Outdoor on YouTube. You got what you wanted. That's awesome. Just scrolling down here because I covered all that stuff there. Okay, so the giveaway details announcement. So if you're watching the replay, this applies to you as well. So first you had to have participated in the chat to enter. So you had to have, add a comment in Facebook or on YouTube, say hello, ask a question, say woohoo, you got your reservation. Just some type of content had to be added into either the Facebook comments or the YouTube chat. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to our MB Guiding website at mbguiding.ca contact. So I'm just going to pull it up for you. So mbguiding.ca is our website, and you can get to the contact page by clicking on the menu and clicking contact. Or you can scroll down to the very bottom of the page and you'll see a contact button in the footer menu. And there's no rush to do this because the giveaway will be on for about 24 hours. So whenever you get to the contact page, within the next 24 hours, you just input this information here. So you need to enter your first name, your last name, your email address, and then in the subject line, put live stream giveaway. And then the message, say hello or ask a question. So first name, last name, enter your email address. The subject line is live stream giveaway. And then in the message, say hello or ask a question. And then you're going to need to agree to receive communications from me and then press send. And then that's how I get the message that you've entered. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to cross-reference the contact forms with the chat and comments, and I'm going to use a random comment picker tomorrow at around 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that gives you just over 24 hours to enter. So even if you're watching the replay, you can still enter. So as long as you enter the comments, ask a question, say hello, go to the contact form, fill in your information, and send it to me, you will be entered. And then I'll do the random draw tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then the winner will receive Blisters and Bliss, signed by Reed Aiken, West Coast Trail Pro Pass from Brett Morrow, and an MB Guiding personalized coaching session with myself. So 3 packages to give away. Plus, one of our YouTube participants is going to win a Slug t-shirt. Not this one. You're going to get a new one. So yeah, I'll figure all the contact with you afterwards after I do the draw. So hopefully that is fun for you, and good luck, everyone. I'm just going to go back here to the chat and see how things are going over here. Question coming in from YouTube. Got my reservation for September. It's all booked. Should I book the bus right now? Yes, so I talked to Michael Anderson about this. He said that the phones are open, the website's up. Yeah, if you want to get your date all sorted, he's there. So to get to the West Coast Trail Express, all this information is on the West Coast Trail website as well as on our website. I'll just take you back over there. So if you go to our homepage, mbguiding.ca, scroll down to West Coast Trail Guide, and then you'll see here West Coast Trail Express. You will see the contact information there. So there's the website you can go to. If you click on there, you'll see the schedule, fares, reservations, policies, extra services, contact links, and everything's there. Also, shout out to Brett Marl at the West Coast Trail app. You can also find this information through the app. If you've got the app, check it out. And this information is there as well. Brenda, just enter live stream giveaway in the subject line, in the subject line. Live stream giveaway. If anyone's wondering for the entries, live stream giveaway. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I get some incarnation of that when I see them. Typically, there's a few different versions. So, hey, you're welcome, Brenda. Okay, we're gonna do Q&A for a little bit here because it looks like there's some questions about planning. Gotta stay hydrated. Andrea's asking, does the bus go from Pachina to Nittanat? Yes. Yeah, so let's go over to the West Coast Trail Express page here, and you'll see here on the schedule, if you go to West Coast Trail schedule, scroll down, and you'll see all the stops. And one of them is Nittanat, and one of them is Pachina. So yeah, you've got, it's all written out here. It gives you very detailed schedule going both directions. It runs every day from May 1st to September 30th. All the info is here. The website is trailbus.com. That's where all the info for the trail bus is. Slugs. Yeah. Clint says if anyone has an extra date in August, let him know. His son can't go any other month. Hey, we're getting lots of submissions for the contest. Thanks everyone for participating. Notifications are firing off here. Yeah, so I'm gonna do let's say 20, 25 minutes. As long as there's still people here, I can do more Q&A. Hey, you're welcome at TC5835 on YouTube. Question here from Ann Piper. On my receipt, it says my arriving date is blah, blah, and my departing date is da, da. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, so it sounds like you just entered one day. Just call them. As long as you have your reservation, you're good. So just call parks at some point and let them know you're not doing the trail in one night. So that's a great question from Anne. Yeah, if you made a mistake on your entry as far as the length of the trip, you can always fix that later. And I would call them, call Parks Canada to fix it. And the information on your booking will have the contact information to get there. Hillary says book paid and then change to get the dates we wanted. Small change fee. So we've already got changes on the go. Good point from Trisha. If you get queasy at all in a vehicle, take gravel on the WCG trail bus. Yes. Take it before you get on the bus. Good tip. Hey, right on. Debbie Froze 1940 on YouTube. Got her date. So excited. You're so welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. You're welcome, Ann Piper. Okay, folks, I'm seeing some other questions coming in. Jennifer is on Facebook is asking, what training do you suggest for getting ready for the trail? This will be the first time doing the trail. So this one I get quite often as a guide. And because I'm not a professional trainer, I'm a hiking guide by trade. My number one answer every time somebody asks me that is the more hiking and backpacking you do before you hike the West Coast Trail, the better. So the best training for the West Coast Trail is to get out there and hike and backpack as much as possible before you get on the West Coast Trail. That means practicing with your body, your mind, your gear, your food, testing everything in advance. That way, when you get on the West Coast Trail, you're totally prepared as best you could be. Some people can breeze through without doing any training whatsoever. First time, especially the younger folks, they can just jump on the trail with no training and just go for it. If conditions are perfect, sure, you might get away with it. But if conditions go sour, I think you want to be setting yourself up for success by doing some preparation ahead of time. So the more the better. So whatever you can fit into your schedule, at the very least, going on car camping trips, setting up your gear, walking around the area with a backpack, going through terrain that's similar to the West Coast Trail. So rough terrain, wet terrain, muddy terrain, slippery terrain, going up and down ladders, figuring it all out, what you need to do. Read all the materials, go onto the websites. It has all the info, what you're in store for you out there, and then train, 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 practice, practice, practice. So thanks for the question, Jennifer. That was a good one. Kim is asking, coming from the Okanagan, starting at Pachina, where's the best to land the first night? Starting at Pachina, where's the best to land? So I would start my preferred way of doing the trail, which I just booked, is going from Gordon River to Pachina. So I'm coming from Victoria. That's where I'm starting. I drive to the Gordon River trailhead. I hike north to Pachina. So I'm going northbound. And then I'm going to take the trail bus back. It brings me back to my car in the afternoon, and I drive back to Victoria. If you're doing the reverse, so if you're doing Sobo and you're starting in Gordon River, you're going to have to take the trail bus up to the north end, and it's going to get there in the afternoon. So you're going to start later in the day. So you're going to start at 2 p.m. And it's doable to go from Michigan or from Pachina to Michigan in the afternoon or evening. And you can do the trail southbound and hike to your car. Both ways work. It's just a matter of how the buses line up. And as far as campsites go, Kim, it's first come, first serve. So there's a list of all the best campsites online, and you pick your spot when you get there. That's how it works. And there's no reservations per site. There's no tent pads. So hopefully that's helpful. Hey, you're welcome, Melissa, on Facebook. Sarah's asking about the West Coast Trail Express. I see there are options to leave from Banfield to Pachina. I thought they would be the same pickup. So it is about 5 minutes apart. So Banfield's the town, which is about 5 minutes from Pachina Bay, which is the trailhead. They're very close to each other. You can walk to them. It's about 5 kilometers or a 5 minute drive. That's why it's set up like that. So Pachina Bay is the trailhead where the trailhead office is, and then Banfield's the town close by, and the bus stops in both places. Great question. There is a difference between Pachina and Banfield. Oh, and then going back, sorry, I jumped ahead there, Sarah. Yeah, you're gonna book Pachina to Gordon. Exactly. If you park at, okay, I'm a little bit confused here, Pacina, and then want to take the bus to Gordon. If you park at Pacina, it's I got to decipher this. If you're parking at Pacina and then want to take the bus to Gordon, you'd book Pacina to Gordon. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I figured it out. Yeah, and just use the West Coast Trail Express schedule here. It shows all the connections and times, and you got to connect with the start date that you have with your reservation, and also know that you need to do an orientation. And the orientations are at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. each day at each trailhead, except for the mid trailhead. It has a different setup. And all that info is on this page, all of it. It's on the West Coast Trail Hike of a Lifetime website. I would say 95% of the information you're looking for to do this trip is here. The rest of it, Parks Canada just doesn't know yet because it hasn't happened yet. Something changes throughout the season. But pretty much everything else is there. And if you combine this official website, Parks Canada, with a website like ours, which gives you a perspective from hikers and a professional guide, combine this information with this information, and then get the West Coast Trail app, read Blisters and Bliss, and ask questions in the West Coast Trail Facebook group, you're going to be doing the best you can. Okay, we got more spots. Chris is asking how quick do you need to book the bus. So I talked to Michael Anderson. The lines are open right now. Michael Anderson runs the West Coast Trail Express. He's run it for many years. Lines are open. Um, it typically doesn't really sell out. You can typically get a spot on there, but he's in charge, so I'd contact him. And as I showed you the website there, you can call or do it online there. Brian Beth Mohan, random travel question. If it's late afternoon arrival, would you fly into Vancouver or Victoria? I would go into Victoria. So we stage all of our trips from Victoria. So all of our participants on all our guided trips, they come in from wherever afar around the world. And we stage from downtown Victoria because that's where the trail bus leaves from. And we always meet there the day before. So if people are coming on flights, we make sure that they come in the day before. That way, if there's any delays, they can still make our meeting the evening before. We do a gear check, get everybody all ready. And then we show them where the pickup is the next morning, which is in the same area. And then they get on the trail bus with us. Or we have our own private bus through the West Coast Trail Express. They do charters too, by the way, folks. I should point that out. And I'll get back to that question in a sec, but you can get a charter. This is the charter bus. So this is what we do. We get one of these 10-passenger vans, and we fill that up with our participants, myself, and we take that. And it's on our own timeline. These are the big buses. So a little bit different of a service. There's the bumpier ride and then the smoother ride. But check out the website. So getting back to that question, Victoria is the best place to start versus Vancouver, in my opinion. Hopefully that helps there, Brian, on YouTube. Holly got a spot. Nick, I've heard this before. So Nick on Facebook says the entry and exit points are the same on your res. Call Parks Canada sometime in the near future. It might be busy today to get through, but as long as you have your start point, you can change the exit point. And you'll need to do that before you start the trip because they'll have to adjust your ferries. So you may have paid for more ferries, possibly. Call Parks Canada. Maybe not right now because it's pretty busy, I'm going to imagine. But at some point, as long as you have your start date, you're good. Trisha saying hike on sand. Yes, absolutely. Sand can be tough. Yeah, Trisha saying I have to call to get it fixed. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just answering everybody answering my question. Hey, you're welcome, Juliana. I'm glad you got what you're looking for, and I will definitely share a trip report as soon as we get back. All right. You know what I've been doing this year? I'm planning for, we did in 2025, is live trip reports from the trail. So each day I'm typing out, a simple story trip report and then posting it. So it'll be up to date by the day from the trail. Trisha's asking if it can be corrected online. Good question. I would call. It's just so much easier than trying to go through the website if you have to make a change, because you can talk to them and ask for options versus on the website you're trying to figure it out on your own. So to answer Trisha's question there, Nick says they had a great callback. All right. See ya. See you out there. Oh, sorry to hear that, Charlie. No success. Yeah, Canada Day last year. Though you got lucky last year. You won't get that every year. JM on Facebook's asking if we start midway and go north, do we take the ferry? Yes. You're going to take the ferry. Yeah. So all the information for this connecting of ferries is on this website right here. I'll point it out again. I highly recommend everyone that's hiking the West Coast Trail read this Parks Canada documentation in its entirety, because it does explain how the ferries link up. And if there's something off on your reservation, call in and figure it out with them. But this right here explains everything in great details. So I'm going to give you the website, and then you're going to go read it all, and then you'll come up with all the answers. So there it is. Click on the ferry crossings and access point. There's a chevron here, and if you click on it, it'll drop down and it'll give you information about the ferries. Yeah, and then the fee, it's all listed in there, the fees and everything. It's all there. And it's also on our website too. But the parks website, our information, and the parks information, they go together. So if you use the two together, you're going to win. Okay, I'm just scrolling here. Sheila's still in there trying to figure out dates. So we're 46 minutes in. So Sheila's so stressful. My dates were full. So we're trying to book different dates now. Yes. Yeah, you want to have some backups plans in play if you're not getting your primaries. I usually have three choices. So my first, my second, and my third, and I try to make them all good. So my first, second, and third are all good choices. And then if I have to fall back on one or the other, it's still a good choice. Okay, my T tells me I only got 13 minutes left, and then I'm going to sign off. So we'll do another 10 minutes, and then I'll conclude. So you've got 10 more minutes, folks, to ask more questions. And then we'll plan a live stream for probably later in the winter before the spring. And then we'll do another one sort of early spring, and then we'll do one just before opening day. So we're going to do 3 more planning sessions. So last year we did 3 planning sessions after reservation launch. Michelle says, permit secured, trail bus booked, just need to book book the ferry, right on. Life on the Lakes is back. Okay, folks. Any other Q&As you want to talk about here? Just feel free to drop them in the chat. I got 10 more minutes. Because we still have 43 of you out there. We've got 20 on YouTube and 22 there. Where's that? Well, I must be counting as one. Juliana must get some work done. Yeah. It is that time. 9 o'clock coming up on. Yeah, folks, some people have taken the day off work. Some people, like myself, it's a part of my work. I'm getting lots of submissions, folks, so thank you very much for entering the giveaway. Got quite a few so far. And the stream held together. We had a couple of sound difficulties at the beginning, but we didn't drop the stream at all, which was nice. As far as I know, nobody said it disappeared. We've been live for an hour and 58 minutes. JM, great question. These are the questions I'm here to answer. So JM on Facebook is asking, where on the website do I find our trip reports? So you're going to head on over to mbguiding.ca. I'll just get it set up in the right spot here for you. Share my screen. Okay. So our website is mbguiding.ca, and scroll down on the home page and you'll see at the very top left, this is the trail guide, West Coast Trail, Pacific Rim National Park Reserve. If you click on that, it's going to open up the trail guide. And if you just scroll down a little bit into the table of contents, you'll see a list of all the trip reports that we've done. So the first few years we started doing the trail, so I first started hiking in 2015. The first few years, we only did a few trip reports here and there. We were just sort of getting in the groove. And then 2020 it was closed, unfortunately. And then we got back into the groove 22 and 23 slowly. And then in 24, we managed to get 3 of 5 trip reports up. And then in last season, we got 5 of 5 up. So we're trying to stick to that schedule now to do every trip. So yeah, if you just go to mbguiding.ca, go to the West Coast Trail guide, and then scroll down to the table of contents, you'll see them all listed there. And then if you scroll in there, you'll see them all. Lots of great info in there because it just shows how different the trail is every time that I do it. So it's completely different. I've done it, 2 weeks apart, and it's been completely different as far as conditions, weather, wildlife sightings, everything, people. It always changes. So yeah, I highly recommend reading those trip reports and get a feel for the different types of conditions we see out there. Hopefully that helps, JM. You can find them now, mbguiding.ca. Mary Corner on YouTube got a late September date. Right on. That's good news. Just seeing here if we got any other questions. I see lots of questions are also getting answered in the comments there. Hey, Trisha, you too. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Just scrolling through here, see what you all have been chatting about today. While I've been chatting, you've been chatting too. Okay, folks. Well, if you don't have any more questions for now, I'm going to go through all 535 comments over the next day and add some more content in there. So I'll share links to information to help you out. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you're watching the replay, you still have a chance to enter the giveaway. And so we're going to give away 3 Blisters and Bliss books, 3 West Coast Trail App Pro passes, and 3 MB guided personalized coaching sessions. Plus, someone on YouTube is going to win the Slug shirt, a new one, not the one I'm wearing. So make sure you join the fun there. And just to reiterate how to enter that, you go to our MB Guiding website, go to the contact page. You can access it from the menu on the top right, or you can scroll down to the bottom and go to the footer menu. You're going to fill out the contact form, first name, last name, email, the subject line, live stream giveaway. And then the message, say hello, ask a question, agree to receive communications from me, and then click send. I'll get your contact information, and then I'm going to cross-reference that with the chat and comments on Facebook, and the chat on YouTube. And then I'm going to use a random comment picker tomorrow at around 9 a.m. Pacific time, so just over 24 hours, to pick the winner. So good luck, everyone. Hey, you're welcome, Sarah. Glad it was helpful. Okay, folks, I'm going to start winding this down. So thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you all here. Check out our MD Guiding website if you haven't already. Go to the West Coast Trail Guide. Check out all the online content. Go visit West Coast Trail app. Get yourself the app. Read Blisters and Bliss. Lots of things for you to do now. You got your reservations. So we're going to be planning out our winter-spring live stream schedule, and would love your feedback, what you'd like to see next. So more trip planning sessions, Q&A sessions, any other ideas, share them in chat and comments, and would love to hear what you want us to do next. So we're going to post all the upcoming events on our social channels. So follow, subscribe, and click on the events to get notifications when we get live again. And if you enjoyed this live stream, give a thumbs up, leave a comment if you're keen for more. You can also share the replay, share our websites, and share our social channels too. So that's all for now, folks. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week, and see you on the trails. Bye-bye.